Hey everybody, welcome back. I've got another excellent tutorial for you for PHP MySQL. This is the second attempt on video number 3. I already redid 2. I liked the quality. You could read the text, so that one's going to stay up there. And this one should be the same quality as that. So if you think I need to bring it up a notch, I will try to do so. But I think for the most part, as long as you can read the text, you're good to go. I might add like a zoom effect after a while. I just have to research that. But I got everything preloaded because I noticed in my other videos when I made it do something, it unsynced the audio a little bit. So I was having a few issues there. We'll try a few different things to remedy that as well. But here we go, on with the tutorial. As you can see, I got my first block that we had from last time, and now I've added a second block, and I've moved the close down to the second block, even though the second block has no connection script. So, right there, connection script. Alright, so we've moved that down. Alright, this one is going to be the table one. So I'll go show you the table. What this is going to do, it's going to insert your data into the database for you without having to go into your database and type out all the information, make your rows, columns, all that stuff. It's going to make your rows for you. Your rows are already set up in the database, the structure of them, but now we're going to put the data into each one of the rows. Here we go. We got an upload image because we're going to actually use images. So we have an upload field, which is called file. That way you can upload a file and change the actual folder it's in. I don't know if you can see it up here. I think you can. It's like right up there. It says product images. See? Right there. Product images. Alright, so what that's going to do is that's going to anything you name it, you just have to remember you have to use that name in the PHP when referring to the field. So we got name, pphone, name, pcat, and name pdetails, right? You have a psubmit button too, but you really don't call your submit button the PHP. I'm sure you can, but for our use it would be rather pointless, and I don't see why anybody would do it. So, alright, let's get on with the actual coding. We have an error message, as you can see, we're going to be using. And that error message is going to be handling if there's already an item in the database by that name. You can put conditions in there like that, and that allows you to not have to worry about having too much repetitive data. Yeah, you do not want data redundancy. 'Cause data redundancy is pointless and useless in a database. You can put it in one place and call it from multiple locations. It's so much easier just to have a certain set of data in one spot and not have it over somewhere else. Okay, well, okay, let's go up to here. Here's our error message. Right now it equals nothing. Okay, error message. Alright. So, here's the general structure of the if statement. If is set post pname. What that's doing is that's going to the form down there and grabbing the pname file field. We don't have to queue the database because this is just the field on the form. So all you have to do is see if it's set is set. If it is set, then you're going to post whatever's in that block. So whatever the value is that you typed into it. Simple enough, right? So if it's set, it will run through this if statement. Let's run through the if statement. Then we got pname equals myRealEscapeString. Another PHP preset, which pretty much allows you to, once it is posted, it vanishes. It doesn't float. It's like Right now it's floating data. The page is keeping the data. Well, once it posts pname, it escapes the string. Gone. No more string. That's to keep people from getting really private information. And in the newer PHP, you can do it without the real escape string. It automatically does it. But I don't know the syntax for that, so we're just going to stick with general PHP. So anytime you're messing with a form data, make sure you escape the string. That way it gets rid of the data that it captures from that form and nobody else can steal it. Alright, moving on. We're calling each one of the variables and posting them. Ta-da! Now we're going to query the database. This is going to see if that name is identical match to another entry. So now we're going to check the database, the table called product. Select all from table where the cell name of table inside the cell name inside the table of name is equal to what we just posted. Pname. So if the name of the database is equal to pname, the name on the form, it says, let's get further down quick. That's just checking. That's all it's doing is checking. Now we're going to count. Of course, you know how to count from the last video. It's match count, MySQL numRows, SQL. And that's basically saying, let's count all the ones that meet this criteria right here. If it meets this criteria, we're going to count that row. If it doesn't, we're going to pass that row up in the database because it doesn't match. We don't need it. Okay, so if the match is greater than 0, in other words, if there's a match, then error message is going to be updated. We could overwrite to in this instance, but I'm just going to update. Why not? Error equals, sorry, that item is already listed. Simple enough. Keeps us out of trouble, keeps us from data redundancy, and we can move on. Else, now we're going to get into the fun stuff. Just add the product already. Let's do it. Let's get it in there. Else, if we don't have any matches, we're going to insert into data products the name, the category, the detail cells with the values of pname, pcat, and pdetails. They have to be in order. Name has to be in the same position as pname, category, pcat, and details, pdetails. And if you put those out of order, you will be putting pcat in name, or name and details in category. You know, it just basically you could screw this up if you don't put it in order. Alright, or die MySQL error. Yes, you always want to have this at the end, because if you don't have this or die, you won't see any of the errors. It just won't do anything. You'll go to upload a thing and be like, yes, it's going to upload, and nothing happens. Like, well, what happened? Why didn't it work? You'll be looking over your code for hours on end, and you're like, man, I don't see it. Well, should have put the or die function in there. That way you could see what the error was. A while ago, the other day, I had an issue when I first recorded this video. It just didn't work, and I didn't have this or die function on the end of it. I knew I was supposed to have it there, but I wanted to see if I could just do it without it, just for, you know, just to make it interesting. Well, it turns out I couldn't, because that's all I did. It's just, boom, loaded, and nothing happened. I'm like, where'd it go? Why didn't it work? Turns out my database crashed. I put this back in, and it said it could no longer read the auto increment. It's like, of my ID, because my ID auto increments. I was like, crap. Well, what do I do? And like I said, if you don't have this there, you're not going to know. But hopefully, if you have a lot of items or objects in your database, you've backed it up. That way, you don't lose a ton of data. Basically, in that kind of instance, you would be re-uploading the database. That's why you always want to keep a backup handy. I'd say once a week, or if you have a lot of stuff every day, I'd say back it up maybe twice a week. That way you don't lose too much. Okay, so there's that. Inserts into product table those values. You can pause these, of course, but so we don't get too long into it. Now we're going to add the picture. PID for picture ID is going to equal another preset for PHP MySQL insert ID. Basically, it's going to take the ID of the item that we've queried for in the past and insert the ID into this value. That way we don't have to just keep saying ID, 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 because we didn't call the ID. We haven't called it yet. But MySQL knows what your ID is for each product, and that's what it's doing. It's running through each product right now because we're still in the else or while loop, or we're still in this loop. You know what I mean. Okay, now it's going to rename the picture, and the rename variable is PID, which is the ID, .jpg, PNG, JPEG, GIF, whatever format you've decided to put in there. That's what it's going to do. It's going to rename to this value. Now we're going to move uploaded file, because you don't want to keep the picture where you're uploading it from on your computer. You want to put it into a specific folder on your web page. Excuse me. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move uploaded file field, which is the name of the file, the upload file, TMP name, which is temp name. It's another preset for PHP. And then the location. The location of the image, product images, backslash, and then this variable right up here, which is basically going to pop out this set right here. It's going to put out an id.jpg. So it's renaming the image at the same time as moving it. Moving and renaming. There you go. That's how you do that. Now, to get the database to update live, just update automatically once you put something in, you have to kind of what's called ushering to a location. Push it to go to a location so it'll refresh and reload the page. You might think you do that on submit, but you're not re-going through this code and repopulating the list to update it. So this is how you do that. Header, another preset, location, colon, and the location you want to go to. In our case, it's testarea.php. See? Stuff is really simple, and if you read it out, it just kind of fits into place. And I hope I've named my variables pretty good, because I don't want anybody getting too lost or anything like that. It just doesn't help. And then we're going to exit. Yeah. Header, exit. Exit, I think, kind of has a dual purpose. It exits all the script that you had prior, and since you've already gotten rid of the strings that you were working with on the exit, it gets rid of everything all the way up to the top, including your connection script. Just exits it all out. It's gone. Gone. Close. So when it reloads the page, since nothing is set in that inside of the blah 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 inside of your table, you don't have to have it. You don't have to worry about it trying to populate any data into the database. Make sense? I hope so. Alright, so I've already got it ready. That way my video doesn't unsync. This might be a bit of a delay, so I'll wait about 5 seconds. Probably back now. Okay, so what we have here is we have the upload images, name, category, details. So we can type anything in there, put anything in there, and do what we want with it. So let's test it out. Let's test out the error code first. So we're going to put something of the same name in. It's going to be called test product right here, and same category. and then whatever details. Awesomeness. It's not even a real word, but it's cool. No. Here we go. This might freeze up the computer as well, but let's go. Hey, look at that. Sorry, that item is already listed. That's why I choose it to do it like that. You could have another page print out, but what this does is it stops right there and just exits all the way to the bottom, closes the MySQL query that we did and everything. But it just spits out the added on value to list error list. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Give me about 5 seconds here. We don't really want to add on to the value because that might cause trouble later on. We just want to overwrite it. That's it. Just overwrite it. Go to here. Refresh. Cancel. Not refresh. Just hit the highlight. Yeah. We don't want to cause any problems or resubmit data. That's what that does. That's why a lot of the times online you see it says, do you want to resubmit your form? And most people go, yeah, sure. It sends like 2 emails to somebody, but they probably don't care. Anyway, so let's actually upload a file now. Wait about 5 seconds here. Let it catch up. We don't want a big picture, so we're going to go into my pictures. I don't have anything in here that you don't care to see. I'm not that kind of person. Got old pictures in here. There we go. We're going to get this one. No, we're going to get that one last. There we go. Hit open. See what that does? It says choose file. You've chosen the file. Picard uses android.jpg. Make sure it's the same format. If you grab a PNG, it's not going to display. We're going to say test product 2. Category the same one, because category doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it matches or not. And we're going to say Android. Android. Home row, buddy. Androids rock. There we go. I like Android phones, I'm sorry, but they're so superior to iPhones. Here I go. Gonna submit. I'm gonna wait about 5 seconds to say anything. Okay. Look what happened. Scroll down here. We've got it. It's big. It's a big picture, really. It's kind of really, really big. But it goes through the loop twice. No names are matching. Nothing. And just to show you that it's always going to complete the form at the end. See? That was on the original block. Runs through, grabs one, runs through, grabs the other. Alright, see, we can keep doing this forever. If I can get down to it. Which means name is going to be full of win. Category USS Awesome. And we are the champions. Haha. One more. There we go. That looks better. Submit. Wait about 5 seconds and scroll down. Such win. We win, don't we? Yes, we do. Yes, we win. The code works. Everything works just as we planned it. Our error code works. And you can expand on that if you really want to. Bring the code back up. Wait a few seconds here. Alright, so you can expand on what's required up here. You can expand on that. If it's set post name and post pcat and post pdetails in the same format. So pretty much all you'd really have to do is get the whole is set like this. Copy it. Hit and Control V. pcat. Then do it again. We've already got it, so all we have to do is space and Control V. See? you're keeping the isSet block the same. So details, Control save. So as long as everything is set below the picture doesn't have to be set. Then we'll upload it. There's actually another test we can do too, which I didn't put in here. But if picture is set, then you'll run through adding the picture. Else it's just going to exit. It's a very good thing to have because you don't always want to update the picture. Maybe you just want to update the information. But if it's set, then you want to go ahead and update the image. So I think I know how to do that, but I'm not going to try it. Yeah, it'd be like this. It's set files, file field instead of upload. That's all it is. It's just this right here. So we'll take this block right here, Control copy, and add picture right here. If is set and that, then end the if. Here we go. So we don't need this one. And this will be an else instead of an end if, and then we'll have an extra actual end if. Might want to backspace one, put a couple spaces in. There we go. Kind of scatter stack them really. It's just a better code practice. Looks cleaner that way. It's better when it lines up with the actual if, but it's Dreamweaver. You get what you get. So right now, else it just goes and finishes the code. That's all you have to do. There's no real anything else you have to do with it. So we'll go in this isSet here, Control V. If isSet file field, then do the code. Else, you're done. I believe that's how it goes. Alright, we'll test it. How will we do that? Can't really do it right now. We'll have to do it in the next tutorial because we need an edit form. So we're going to leave this out until we get to the edit form. Control Z. There we go. And on the edit form, that's where that test is going to be. It doesn't need to be there on the add form because you're just adding the image initially. And you always have two different forms to do. One does one thing, one does the other thing. There probably is a very long test that you can have and add in an edit form, but you'd have to put it in a huge if-else sort of condition. That way, if you've gotten the information from the database, then you'll post it, else you're adding an image. Or adding a value to the database. So it'd be twice the amount of coding because you'd have twice the stuff it has to do. Wouldn't be too hard to set up really, as long as you know how to keep track of your if and else conditions. But we just want one code block. Let's see if we can fit this all in there today. Here's the top of it. And there's the bottom. We'll stretch it out a bit. Come here. And right about to there. Go back up. Ta-da! There we go. That's how you add all that stuff. You know what? We're going to add one more thing over here. Hold on. Because when you're adding copy, you do want that form field to be there. And is set. Oops. Here we go. Control V. Ta-da. So if everything's filled out, it'll process through, else it's going to do that other stuff. There you go. A little tutorial on how to expand an if statement. And remember, the if has to be enclosed in parentheses, and then every one of your is sets has to be closed in parentheses. They all have to be pretty much like this. We could test this now if we wanted to, but we probably should. Alright, we'll delete the last entry in our database. Does that work for you? We would have to put an error condition on the end of that if it doesn't work. If this, then do this. Else, like this. Yeah, see, watch this. Else, we'll put it right down here. Enter. Else your error message is going to be overwritten again. Copy. Control V, and it's going to say something like one or more fields are missing. Please fill them out. Ta-da! Do it now. That's it. We'll test that. Okay, go here. Don't hit refresh. Do that. Just works easier. Whoa, never mind. You know what? I need this. Control copy. Control V. You see this is set over here? Not set. Not set. Not set. Not set. See, it's going to do that every time. Yeah. So it can't be on submit. Or we could find a way to put it on submit, like at the end here. But, that one's an error we should probably leave out. Because pretty much you're saying if it's empty, which it is to begin with, then yeah, you're already telling them if is set post this, else it's not going to post. That's just it. So we're just get rid of the error message. There we go. Ta-da. Control save. So now if you refresh it, gets rid of the error message. Okay, so now let's forget one of the fields, put in something else, and we'll just forget to put something in like the picture. So cancel that. We don't want anything. Just try the name, category, blah, and details. We don't care. Ta-da. I don't know. So hopefully this works. Cross your fingers. Crap. Did we pick an image? We don't care. We didn't choose a file. It says no file chosen. Let's try this again. Blah. Blah 2. Category. And details. We can always delete these later. Don't worry about it. Submit. And now, wow. So yeah, we didn't do that right. But if we do forget one of the other fields and try to hit submit, it's going to be like, no, that's not going to work. See? Oh crap. can't win. Alright, we're not even going to do that anymore. See, the insert. That's all we're going to do. I'll fix that later. Show you guys next episode how to really ingrain it in there so that it doesn't... It makes sure that they all have to be set before it grabs those fields and puts them in the database. Okay, right? That's a different kind of looping logic. It kind of expands on what we have, which I kind of count on you guys to do yourselves. Well, that's it for today. Likes are appreciated. Subscriptions are nice. You can pause it right here if you need to. Do whatever you want. I will see you next episode where we will be creating an edit form. That way you can edit or delete items from everything. Well, see you then. Bye.